What's up, everybody? This is Chris Duggadeo again. This is another video log for today. Today's Wednesday. I shot this video. Well, I kind of was going to think about shooting this video last Friday, but the way my shoulder was feeling, I really didn't have time to. So I wanted to shoot this now. Now, as if you watched some of my videos before, or at least the one before this one, I was talking about my shoulder injury, and I really didn't. Like injuries, I really don't come across them too often. Just because I don't play it safe, but I'm really conscious about what I do. You know what I mean? I'm really make sure that I'm not lifting too heavy. And I really I try to give a conscious effort to my exercise to know exactly where I'm at. Even when I first started lifting weights, I started out really light, guys, and people would look at me and they see me with the 25-pound dumbbells doing presses and stuff, and they look at me, and it was just because I wanted to get the form down and I wanted to get the exercise right before I increased the weight. I didn't want to go and blow my shoulder out before, which I ended up, I didn't blow my shoulder out, but I ended up hurting it pretty bad because of the injury in the gym with some people goofing around. But if you saw the video on that, it's on my YouTube, so you can check that out. But, it wasn't something I purposely did. It was something that happened to me. Anyhow, what inspired this video, guys, was a conversation that I had with one of my friends about my shoulder and how much it hurt. And really, like I said, I don't know how to come back from injuries all that much. Now I'm learning how, and Tristan Alberthal, a friend of mine, called me up after I did a video about my shoulder being hurt last week, that it was really tight and tense. And he called me up and he told me, he was like, look, man, he was like, what are you doing to it? I said, I'm putting heat on it. He goes, no, you don't want to do that shit because you're just going to inflame it more. You're going to make it worse. So he goes, you want to put some ice on it for 30 minutes, 10 minutes of heat maybe, and 30 minutes of nothing. Just don't mess with it, if I got that right. But I've been icing it down for 30 minutes, and then if I don't put heat on it, it's just nothing. So, but one thing, like I said in that past video, is my shoulder feels really good. But it not necessarily the conversation on my shoulder. What inspired this video, guys, was the conversation with my friend, and it had me thinking about a support system. Now, if you're starting to lose weight, or you're trying to get back in shape, or if you're trying to put some muscle on or something, you might not necessarily have that support system. You might not have a group of people or friends stepping up saying you can do it, or you can or go for it, or helping you count your calories and watching what they eat in front of you. And I know that's hard, guys, because I done it myself. And it wasn't the fact that my family wasn't on board right with it. They just saw me, that they knew how I was with commitments at that time. My commitment, sometimes I commit to something for a month and then I give it up. So they kind of like, I don't know, they knew how my habits are back then, how my habits were. Like I would commit to something for a couple weeks and then just drop it. You know what I mean? And like I wouldn't care, like a kid with a new bike. He wanted the bike, he wanted the bike, he wanted the bike, and then after a week of playing with it, he just didn't get rusted in the yard. And that's what I wanted to talk about is when you're first trying to lose weight or get in shape, if you have the support system there, friends, family, that support you, it's awesome. But more times than not, you're gonna have to go the road alone. And like I said, I know what that's like, guys. I know what it is to make that road make that road alone. And it, well, like I said, it wasn't because they were jealous or they didn't think I could do it, but they wanted to see how serious my commitment was. And it wasn't until I started losing some serious weight and putting on some muscle that they said, okay, maybe he is serious about this. And it's after a year of just going at it and chomping at it and working out that they said, okay, maybe he is serious about this. And like I said, from Tristan calling me up, I remember I would be so tired and I couldn't find somebody to go with me to the gym, and I always didn't want to go by myself. And for Tristan to call me up and say, hey man, this is how you ice down your shoulder, that's a support system, and it's one that I've earned, and it's one of my peers recognizing what I'm trying to do, and from all my friends and all my family, like Richard Robinson, not my sister Nana, my sister Amy, my parents, my wife who supports me in everything that I do. I just wanted to say thank y'all, because I made the it's hard out here for a pimp sometimes by yourself. It's hard out here to self-motivate sometimes, and it beats you up. I think honestly the reason that people don't lose weight in the beginning of when they're trying to lose weight is because they're so stressed out about it. You know, they have the stress from I can't eat this much, and I can't do this, and I can't eat that, and I can't eat this. That puts stress on them, and then their family's not going to change their diet. And you know, not just because you're doing something doesn't mean necessarily somebody else is going to do something. You know, your family's not going to change their diet and their habits, you know, right away. So it becomes pretty stressful. And I think that's the reason. You know what? I'm pretty 100% sure that's the reason a lot of people don't lose weight or break their habits to the gym. It's not because the support system is bad. It's just because they expect everybody to jump on board with what they're doing. And the ability to self-motivate, like me, I can go to the gym by myself any day of the week. It does not bother me. But in the beginning, I wanted my wife to go. I wanted my friends to go. And it took my friend Richard dragging me to the gym, you know, because he had moved down back to Kerrville, dragging me to the gym to get me to go. You know what I mean? And there were times that he would say, he goes, man, how are you going to eat? How are we going to go, you know, do an hour of cardio and you come home and you have your post-workout meal and it's your biggest meal. You know what I mean? He goes like, you're just undoing everything. You know what I mean? And it took a little beating me up to get me to jump on board with this thing, you know? But like I said, if you can self-motivate, just like, okay, so here's what I do. Okay. Sometimes I have the luxury, like this morning, I'm going to go work out. Here, a little Kool-Aid with a whole bunch of sugar in it. I'm just joking, it's pre-workout and it tastes disgusting. Anyway, this morning, I'm going to drive to the gym and I'm going to have my earbuds in. And the whole way there, I'm just going to clear my mind. You know what I mean? There's nothing I can do for this next hour and a half. There's nothing I can do. I can't solve any problems in my life in this next hour and a half. You know what I mean? I can't, that's what I think to myself. I can't do any of this stuff in the next hour and a half. So I'm just going to go hit what I hit, and I let the music get in my brain, and I just clear my mind, and I go do what I'm supposed to do. When I'm out of that gym, the world hits me again, and I get back to reality, or, you know, or at least, you know, my universe, and try and take on those things, you know? And, but yeah, being able to self-motivate has to come from within. You know what I mean? And if you're counting on somebody else to motivate you, it's a big mistake. You need to do it yourself. You need to find that fire and do it yourself, you know? I find any kind of inspiration anywhere. I find any kind of, like for Jake Freeman, my friend, it's healthy competition. You know, we have two different ways. He's also a YouTube buddy. We have two different ways of trying to get fit. You know, he does his extensive cardio, and I do some extreme weightlifting. Two different ways, but you know, we have a common goal in mind. You know, we have a common end game in mind. Two different ways of doing it, but it's common. You know what I mean? It's a common goal. So we're not going to knock each other, but we're going to push each other. You know, and that's part of my support system. I need that. You know, I need that push to remind me, hey, you're getting a little lazy. You know, but if you don't have a support system, guys, create your own. And that's what I want to talk about. But I want to say thank you to all my friends, my family, all the people in my life. From, like I said, Richard Robinson, who encourages me every day to go out and do it, who never knocks me. You know what I mean? And even when my ego gets too big and I feel like I look better than what I actually am, he doesn't knock me for it because he knows how the fire is inside, and he's not going to do anything to dampen that fire. So I just want to say thank you, guys, and that's it. Stay healthy. Bye.